Hello. Have you heard about the New World Order? The New World Order's coming, son. You better do your research. My name's Whitefoot.
Just messing around. Whitefoot, I thought a girl who was a little bit older than me, I thought a 25, 26-year-old guy needed some stuffed animals. So we got Whitefoot here. Spots here, my draft. Doesn't bother me any. Something nice, and then a little picture of me and my sis back when we were little tykes. Good old Bible. Get to read. It's a deep one. That's why it's the most #1 sold book in the world. Just thought I'd show you a little bit myself, show you. I don't even play games, but got some Xbox games there. But I just wanted to fly off the dime, make something entertaining, so get to know me a little bit, I guess is what I'm saying. Like that, just have a little bit of not much, and plan to get everything I need, which, as you can see, ain't much. I'd rather live in a log cabin out in the woods, if you know what I'm saying. But you can't do that right now. There's too many things going on. And I'm sorry about yesterday. Well, mostly sorry to myself, because I'm probably the only one who watched the show yesterday. It's fine, like I said, doing it for everybody else, not myself. So I got some points here, a little sheet with some points on it here. Teleprompter free, just like Alex. So it's points, connections. Okay, so connections. Just like the mainstream media, the New World Order have their talking points, have all their blueprint, and as long as you can read between the lines, go do the research. They have the actual like papers, the statements of them saying what's coming down the line. And I think because I believe that Alex has said we all have our own connection within the world. We all go to the office room of prayers where we're all connected to, and we all have share in humanity in that. And so that's what I'm sort of talking about, because I could say something one day, and the next day Alex is talking about it, or I'm online and it pops up. Just like, almost like if you're talking about quitting cigarettes or getting healthy, the computer actually reads what you're saying, and boom, the sidebar there pops up with an advertisement on nicotine patch or some free weights to get healthy. As long as you're talking about, boom, it's there. It's sort of like in life. As long as you can read life and think that you're following the right path you're supposed to be and making the choices in life that are given to you, then you can see how things connect. And you talk about thing one day and then it'll be in your face the next day, whether it's through a song or lyrics or through a picture or through a story, an article, through talking to somebody. You'll see these things pop up as long as you're looking, or that's what I believe, at least. Maybe it goes in with the new age or karma or how you live your life. I'm not a zombie is what I'm saying. I don't just sit back and sit in the back seat anymore and just let everything pass me by and not make choices that actually pop up in your life, and you get to better yourself every day. Because playing victim and saying, oh, just because I don't have what he's got, it's his fault, it's just stupid. So the points and connections, I'll bring it up with this article. I accidentally cut the title out of it, but it talks about body odor. And a little while ago, Adam versus the Man, probably should keep up with him. It's been a while since I looked him up, and now that I'm getting back into it and all in the circle of things, it should be looking at him. He's a very intelligent man. Go look up Adam versus the Man. He has his own podcast or show on YouTube or all that fun stuff. So and just to bring it up, one of his cameramen, I remember when I was working or watching him, one of his cameramen, or the producers in the back room doing all the camera work, sound editing, he stopped wearing deodorant because there's tons of chemicals in the deodorant itself. It's a chemical too. It's not healthy. So he stopped wearing deodorant, and everybody knew he stank, but took showers every day, and people dealt with it, and it's only to be healthy. Yeah. So the other day, or last week, I think I ran out of deodorant, and I was like, you know what, maybe I can go without it. I'm starting to eat healthier, but no, after half a day, I was already smelling it, and that's fine. Went and got myself some deodorant and friggin' showered up, but that's beside the point, because what I'm saying is that, like, I've heard speeches. I know Matthew McConaughey, he's friggin' Matthew McConaughey, but he probably eats organic, green, nutrients, and your biggest organ on your body is your skin. So what you put into it, how you feel, I think what you get out. But he ended up saying he doesn't use deodorant. He maybe just puts a little thing of cologne, and then his own body odor isn't terrible smelling, probably because of what he puts into his body. That's all he needs, and it actually smells attractive, I guess, or good, not dirty smelling. So that's what he does, and it could make sense. I know maybe everyone's different, but I think it has to do what you put into your body, and these deodorant chemicals I'm putting on my shoulder too. I'm dumb too. I'm poisoning myself with deodorant, but I gotta smell good. Oh, maybe grab some lavender, throw some lavender on there. I don't know, but I read this article that I was talking about this the other day with my dad's girlfriend. And then an article in the paper came up 3 days later, and this is what I'm telling you about connections and paths. Is that, like, yeah, if you're looking, and one day you'll see the same thing you were seeing, and you gotta go chase down that rabbit hole to find out what the actual mystery is, to figure out what the solution or the answer is, I could say. Because you need a lot of information to gather a picture on what the solution is. Most people consider body odor to be foul-smelling, repellent. If yourself at nose level at someone's exposed armpit, crowd, sweating, yeah, just sort of discussing what they're saying. But doctors in the University of California, San Diego, studies of microbial ecosystem of the human underarm, which has earned the nickname Dr. Armpit. From his colleagues, he examines the various strains of bacteria that live there, with the goal is combating the ones responsible for undesirable smells. Curious and sudden change in his own scent, particularly the pop. And the doctors are finding out, if you really think, if you have bad body odor, it's because you're unhealthy. You might be sick, obese, cancer, all these things. So yeah, it's what you put in your body, like I was putting together before on my own. So microbiome due to the human gut, and what I know you put into the gut, the gut's everything you got. Decomposes the food, goes through all the organs, goes through, filters through liver and stuff like that. If you're putting crap and toxins and chemicals in your body, it's going to come out through there, through the rest of your body, and yeah, you get the point. So yeah, it's going on, and it has to do with emotional state, stress, health, emotional, I like all these things. So all these things, stress, health, mind, body, gut, all have to do with the way you smell. Holy crap, the more you know, eh? Like, and yet we have to put these chemicals on our body. Let's keep going. Let's keep going on this path. Cereal making us obese. Chemicals in the breakfast food, the Blame study says. study says. That's what the studies show. Sorry, I was just looking here, and you may want to rethink having that bowl of cornflakes for breakfast. New research by experts at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles show that cereal is making people obese. Published in the Journal of Nature Communications, the paper states that chemical ingredients commonly used in breakfast cereals are behaving and distressing effects on our bodies. Looking at the effects of 3 different chemicals commonly ingested and exposed to humans, they found that each one is damaging or gotta get the old highlighter out, can't forget this good information, little tidbit here. They found that the research, oh sorry, I shouldn't do that. I found in my last video I was leaning in, probably not good for the picture. You should want to see my face. Yeah. They found that each one was damaging and hormones, talking about the hormones needed to communicate between our brains and stomach. Damaging to connection neurons and nerves and the pathways. Ooh, what are we doing? Go look up the GMO rat studies. We're in 2-3 generations. They have big tumors growing off them. They got like hair growing out of their mouth. It's disgusting and sick, and they know exactly what they're doing. It's disgusting. Why do you think like I don't even want to eat anymore? At least you got an organic banana. Hey man. Thanks for some coffee, man. I'll take some coffee. Maybe some chocolate milk. But even this stuff is just 1%. They're finding there's not much nutrients even in 1%. So what do you gotta do to get healthy? You know what you gotta do? You gotta get on your vitamins and nutrients and supplements and proteins, fatty acids, omega-3, all fun stuff to learn about, all fun stuff to put in your body and be healthy. So go to InfoWarsStore.com. You can get all this stuff and become super friggin' healthy, because that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm going to gonna fund the InfoWar, gonna fund myself, gonna benefit humanity, gonna benefit myself, get real healthy. You know, it's a win-win, easy. When all 3 were combined, the damage was worse. One of the 3 chemicals used in this study, droxylaton, BHT, which is Duroxylune, BHT. I probably screwed it up. An antioxidant used in many breakfast cereals to preserve taste and appearance and prevent them from turning rancid. Wouldn't want to stay on the shelves too long. Stood on the shelves, then maybe no, it can stay on the shelves. That's what I'm saying. But wouldn't they want to sell it faster, make less Ooh, the way we run this world is insanity. Shake your head sometimes, people. Maybe take a look at it sometimes. Maybe stop walking around in it and complaining about everything and be like, oh, how could I fix this? Instead of yelling at it every day, okay? Like, the chemicals is also found in other food products. It says there's certain brands of cookies and chips. And chips we know is a carcinogen, just like cigarettes and all this fun stuff that causes cancer. Just knowing facts, people. Just stating facts, and we're eating this every day, every single day. And yes, I know I'm bad too. Look at this, Coca-Cola. It's probably carcinogen too, and I'm trying to get off this shit because I see people in my everyday life family just chugging diet pop daily, all day long, just feeding their liver diet pop, aspartame, chemicals. And yeah, I'm gonna have to watch them die, even though I've told them all this. I'm gonna have to watch people die early in my family because they don't want to better themselves and be unhealthy. And I'm not saying I'm the greatest. I'm still working on it. I used to eat cereal from when I was 6 to about 15. That was my nightly or morning little treat. I love the stuff. But I wasn't thinking. Nobody around me was thinking. I didn't know these things. I get it. But now it's like, what are you doing? It's like shooting yourself in the foot. I'm still smoking cigarettes. I still drink sometimes. I'm cutting back. I'm trying to get in control of all my habits because habits are killing you. Big rant about good habits, negative habits. Negative habits are only self-destructive. But that's all I'm saying is, like, I'm seeing people around me die every day. Unfortunately, my grandma, my last grandparent, is not doing healthy from smoking and not treating herself as well. She is living a long life. She is in her 80s, so it's great. I would wish I would see her more because we're about an hour away, but I send her my love every day. I pray for her. And the more you deal with that, and the more closer you get with your Father, Heavenly Father, the better you will be with death, because you know they're going home. And I look at my grandma, and she's strong, she's ready, she's been without her husband for about 10 years now, so, or if not longer. So I think she's ready, she's strong enough. She said she was on God's country riding on a boat a couple weeks ago, so talking to a lady. And so I wish her all the best, Graham. Be strong. I love you. Just stay strong and look towards God, and it's great. But then what's really suffering, another uncle of mine, like direct in the family, he actually really young, under 40 still, and he developed a brain tumor in his head, right behind his eyes. And things are not looking good for him whatsoever. Unfortunately, I haven't seen him yet, and it's blame on me. He's a great guy. I probably haven't spent enough time with him. He has a son who's 12 right now, and it's sad. I pray for him every day too. I think about him. I think about my aunt, and we're gonna get through this. And it's tough. My best friend lost his father randomly at 12, I believe it was, 11, 12 years old. It takes a toll. It takes a toll on a boy or anybody to lose something like that. But like I said, you get close with God and you know where they go. And when you're young and don't understand it, you can rebel, you can lash out, you can blame. But at the end of the day, it's just the next level. Like, think this is it? Think we're just here for done? It's all pointless. Why make these videos? They kind of all pointless if you think about it. Not when you start reading, living life to the fullest. You get it. All right. Sorry for the rant. Pray for my family. Love my whole family. Get her done so things like this don't happen to my family. So it's already happening, and I'm gonna see it happen. But I don't want it to even happen to the guy down the street or the guy living in Africa or anybody, because they're poisoning us. People are waking up in their 20s and 30s with cancer and tumors, and because of the stuff we're ingesting, because of the chemicals and the pesticides and the chemtrails. Oh my gosh, we're rotting our brains, ladies and gentlemen. Newsflash, rotting brains. Maybe that's what I'll call this one. The chemtrails is also found in other food products such as cookies and chips. Why bake your own cookies? You need a little bit of sugar and some good chocolate every once in a while. Maybe bake your own cookies with your organic flour. That's what you gotta do. So Dr. Dhruv Sarin, assistant professor of biomedical sciences at Sanders Sinai, one in Las Vegas there, Los Angeles, and the leader of the study pointed something concerning about the food additive. Of the 3 chemicals tested, BHT produced determinal effects, determinamental effects. Maybe we'll go read that. Determinantal effects. Like, must be really bad effects. Or they're talking about the brain. Maybe it affects the brain too. Let's keep reading. The researchers took blood samples from adults and converted them into stem cells that would be grown into tissue that lines our gut. Oh my sweet Lord, they're doing studies, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Let's see what they got. Let's see how real awesome it is. Alright. They also grew neuronal tissues from part of the brain that controls our appetite and metabolism. Yeah, doctors can do this. They can literally just take cells and start growing it. It's genius. If we could use these for the right reasons, oh my gosh. Lose an arm, boom. New arm, bud. Nothing wrong with that, eh? That would be awesome. The chemicals were then tested both one by one and combined, and all results led to damaging effects in our hormones and controlling gut to our brain communication. Yeah. Damaging. Probably so bad. Probably the scientists are looking at it like, oh my Lord, no wonder I don't eat it. Oh my gosh, no wonder we're putting vaccines all day in people. Oh my sweet Lord. But that's is bad. It's bad. But and the end result, they're going to sit back here pretty soon and be like, what are we doing? There actually is a whole thing against this, and the military's against this because they see it every day in their terrible wars that are funded by criminals to hurt poor and human people. So that's what I'm talking about. It's already exposed. All we got to do, people like me got to stand up, stand behind the president, stand behind the military, stand behind good people, stand behind Alex Jones, stand behind me now. And it's just like, we're going to get her done. Because this is just a couple group of people thinking they can do whatever they want. Well, you're not doing it to me. You're not doing it to me. I get to make my own choices. I get to go out and pick what food and drink I have. I get to choose who I work for. I get to choose where I spend my money. I get to choose if I work out and be healthy. I get to choose if I get knowledge in my head. I get to choose if I go out and protest on the street. I get to choose every day to make up and make raps for people to expose truth, love music, enjoy in music, bathe in awesomeness. Like, frig off. Like, this is my life. I control it. And once everybody else starts realizing this, all this bullshit's gonna change real fast. And I hope the New World Order, real fast. We're putting you on check. Check, bud. Rothschild, yeah, Rockefellers, you better get out of town. We're putting you on check now. Like, well, you don't want this. They don't. Do you think I want war? Do you think I want to hold a gun and go kill anybody? No, but that's what they want because they are evil. They've been funding wars and killing people and dropping bombs for thousands of years. Brainwashing us. Even worse, for thousands of years. Pure evil. Evil. I'm going to start making up sides. Wanted. Could you learn the facts on this guy? He's actually wanted for war crimes over in Austria. Thanks. Whew. They also found chemicals were damaging to the microbiome in the body, which converts food to oxygen into energy and drives the body's metabolism. When these systems break down, our body is unable to know when it's truly full, causing us to gain weight. Are they just learning this now? They never did the studies? Oh my gosh, they never done the studies, guys. We're lab rats. We're lab rats, guys. Oh, here's some mercury in the water. Test it out there. You friggin' soldier. Yeah, you're a tough guy. You're a tough guy. Drink the mercury water, tough guy. Take your vaccines. You wouldn't want to get sick. Mercury won't make you sick, even though we're cleaning aboriginals. Oh, is this the article? Is this the article we were talking about the other day? The carbon tax scam? Sorry, gotta get off point for a little sec. I forgot this tidbit when I was watching my other video. Yeah, I love watching me. I'm pretty friggin' awesome sometimes, I think. But that's besides the point. Everybody's awesome in their own way, right? In Canada, too many people not knowing the issues are empty vessels waiting to be filled by Trudeau propaganda, government propaganda, which they uncritically regulate to the audiences. So is he talking about the news broadcasters? In the media, yeah, the media is like a bunch of jokes, clowns that get up there like a skit and they don't know what they're talking. I have no idea what they're talking about. Get the facts, stop making stuff up, but these are the facts. And he's talking about propaganda to fill these empty vessels, these zombies. It says right there, instead of saying zombies, it says not knowing the issues are empty vessels waiting to be filled. Programmed, zombies, boom, check. Could have just rewrote those words for you. Oh, okay, so we're already getting on 20 minutes, I think. Oh, okay, yeah, almost half an hour. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we're empty vessels. So is the mainstream media that's programmed, and they're programming these zombies on the... Not me. I watch that stuff and laugh at it, and some people... Oh, he's so smart. Oh, he's crying. He's so... Oh, he's standing up for us. Man, the guy can't even put a friggin' speech together. I'm not that good, but I'm starting to get better now, just ranting and raving. I love it. I love it. So, tell me we're not a bunch of zombies. Start knowing your issues. That's what I was talking about earlier. People don't know their issues. I was talking to an older gentleman just yesterday, and sorry I didn't make that video. I was living life, talking to other people, rapping, probably doing my own thing. Should have made the video, but we're back again today because the fight never stops. But the guy was talking to me like he didn't know the issues. He just knew what they said in the Toronto Sun or CNN, right? And he doesn't like Trump just like everybody else, and he didn't want to really touch on that. But I was getting into the deep issues, the New World Order, the banks, how they fund us, and he's like, I don't know why people protest the G20, all the United Nations, the people that own the money system. And he doesn't get it because they control the money system. If they break down, if they go down, how will we survive, he thinks. Woo, I had to put some knowledge on him, this older man. Like, really? Because they're the ones that control the system. If you knew these facts, you would know about the Federal Reserve that was made in 1912 by Woodrow Wilson. I think that was the president. Should get my names right. Study it more. That's the thing. Think about it every day, and then it can become a second nature. So Wilson there, I'm pretty sure, from 1912, passed it on Christmas break when there was only a few people that wanted the Federal Reserve to be there, all those snakes and criminals. So passed it in, and ever since they've been trying to get rid of it. JFK tried to call it out, and then Larry Summers got away from the Glass-Steagall Act. Go look that up. Or we got away from gold. That was the backing, the money paper. Now they can do anything they want with inflation, deflation, because it's a whole money system and how much you put out. And if you create more money, that one before it becomes less. So that's why it's deflation. Not to mention the guys create. Here's basic guys. Basic. You create a dollar. Rothschilds, the people that own these actual big banks, the controllers of the world, loan it out for $2. Create a dollar, loan it out for $2. Now they want to collect my my $2 that I got off them. Oh, I still owe them another $2. Where's that $2, bud? That's what I'm saying, guys. Common sense. If you don't believe me, this is the system. Go look it up. So, oh, it didn't stop on me good. Thought I pressed the button. But this is what I'm saying. This is how ridiculous, and I had to lay it on him, and he still kind of just absorbed it. Didn't go, oh no. And what was the other point? I think that was the only. But he didn't know about New World Order, Federal Reserve, Rothschilds, like. And it's just sad. That's because no one knows the issues like they were talking about. No one knows them, and they just think because you wear a fancy suit and get on TV, talk about it, ramble on about it. Yet I see it. These people on CNN and MSNBC, and they make me laugh. They literally make me laugh. People, they're like, oh my gosh, I could get up there, or I could put a 12-year-old kid up there, 15-year-old kid, he'd do much better up there, much smarter than those clowns would. Not saying they're all bad, not saying everyone's bad, but CNN, no, gotta go. NBC, gotta go. Sorry, Sean Hannity, we not the biggest fan. We'll defer on some points, but you're standing up for American freedom and rights and people and standing against the criminals. I like that. Good for you, even Sean. Like, that's all you gotta do as a human. Just stand against evil and try and be as nice as you can. It's not much harder than that, people. Pretty simple. Let's get back in the story. Alright, this landmark study is substantially improves our understanding of how hydrocrine disruptors may damage human hormonal systems and contribute to obesity at an epidemic in the U.S. Clive's director of the Medicine Institute. BHT has long been discussed as potentially harmful additive and the studies have never been looked at on the effects of humans. Couple lab rats, guys. Do you want me to pull out the we can pull out the old here, let me just see here, boys and girls. Just this little stupid piece of paper that you can see I obviously don't care too much about because it's a little crumpled there. But certification number on my birth certificate, and there's a little number on the back here. Wonder what that number is. Maybe I wonder what all these numbers are and what that name is. Maybe, eh? Maybe wonder why it says Canada, Ontario on it, boys and girls. Oh my gosh, people don't even know what that is, and it scares the shit out of me. Know why? Because you're another stock. How do you think they earn taxes off you, boys and girls? Go look those things up. Alright. BHC never been looked at. We're a bunch of lab rats because they own us. Boom. Stock right there. Boom. Right there, folks. Get the picture? You can actually revoke that. You can actually go to your government and say, hey, Queen, hey, don't want to be a number in your whole plot scheme. I'm going to go to be a free man on the land, we call it. Something like the Indians. Something like the, what are they called? I can't think of them. Mormons, and I think they're not Mormons, but maybe Mormons, but like Amish is what I'm thinking of. So even like the Amish, they're not controlled. They don't have this ticket. They don't have that stock number. They're free. They don't reign to all our rules and bylaws. Yeah, there's still laws. You can't kill anybody. There's some pretty basic things you can't do as a human being. Constitution pretty well explains that pretty easily. Pretty good piece of paper, just like the Bible. It's a pretty friggin' awesome book. So better do your research, get to understand this stuff, and maybe one day I will be a free man off the land, and that would be great. That means the Queen could never tell me what to do, or nobody has the authority or the power over me. That would be great. Right now, not possible. Right now, I'm in the field, and because there's no time to be sitting on the sideline. This should be the first time that researchers can confirm BHT, tributatin, TBT, and prophylococanic acid, PFOA, are negative affecting hormones and weight and are wastelands. There it is, folks. There it is. We're a bunch of lab rats, and they never knew what these little chemicals could do on our body, but we've been eating this shit for the last 30 years. Come on, people. I'm not that smart. I'm not. But I'm sick of it. No wonder Alex Jones gets up there and this is all he does all day. And everybody gets mad because he rant and raves because he can't deal with it. He's one of the healthiest, most brilliant, intelligent, self-driving, self-fulfilling, energetic, happy man I've ever seen. And they portray him as this straw man. They portray him as evil. I'll show you pure evil, and then I'll show you one of these freedom fighters, one of these good men of God that actually stand up and want to free humanity, want to help our brothers and sisters. That's who I look up to. People like that, not George Soros, not friggin' Johnny Depp. Tom Brady, oh, good for you, Tom Brady. You can throw a ball on Sunday. I can go run a quarter mile and probably throw a ball too. Maybe not as good as you, but do I really care at the end of the day? No, because at the end of the day, it's just a game. Who cares if you're getting paid $5 million to do it? You know why you're getting paid $5 million? Blank, blank. Shuriken, alright. Who cares? Whatever sport starts, because you're keeping the masses entertained. Instead of the masses reading the newspaper, they're reading the stats and the statistics to make a bet on the next NFL game or the next NHL or NBA. And they know all the players and the plays and who they're playing. Oh my god, yeah, you're a cool guy, thanks. I like that stuff too, but there's like Alex says, like everybody said, the big boy time. There's big boy time, and then there's, yeah, we can go play basketball and have some fun later on. That's kind of the way I work. I gotta be working. Yeah, I could be here sitting making raps, but if those raps make me money, who's to say different? I'd rather stay home all day than go grind my ass at a job I don't even want to do anyway. Sorry, folks. We're already getting on 40 minutes. 40 big ones. Alright, let's go through a couple more articles, and we'll see from there. Probably end this one, and then maybe make another one later, tomorrow or something. I'm having a great time. Still got some other things to cross off the list today, and hanging out with a friend of mine later. Work tomorrow, so I'll have another stack of newspaper to go through, articles to read, research, facts, fun. So let's go with this one. This political meme brought to you by. Imagine you're a millionaire or billionaire with strong political views and desire to spread those views to the masses. Do you start to think in Washington funnel millions to shadowy super PACs, bankrolls campaign of an up-and-coming politician for a growing number of deep-pocketed political donors? The answer is much more contemporary. Invest in interest and virality. Couple shady billionaires, couple shady politicians there funding the new guy, maybe a little bit of Bilderberg and some Clinton establishment foundations, maybe something like that. Yeah. As TV, radio, newspapers give the way to megaphonic power of social media today. Donor class is the donor class, the rich class, the ruling class, not the donor class. I think that's who they're talking about. Class is throwing its weight behind the new group of patriotism organizations that specialize in creating catchy, highly shareable messages on Facebook, Twitter, and social platforms. Viral media expertise is emerging as a critical a good skill for political operatives, and donors look to replicate the success and social slogans who helped lift Trump to victory as they seek talented meme makers. Yes, this is true. This is all. Most of it is. All of it is true. And what it is. Yes, they've always had this ads, catchy ads, but they make those shady ads for presidents when it comes election time, or for governors, and they would slam the other guy, get their little bit of dirt in their tidbit, because they're all corrupted and they all have dirt on each other. They're best friends behind closed doors. Maybe not best friends, but keep your enemies close. Keep your that old saying. So what it is, they're trying to direct the narrative through social media, catchy memes, flashy pictures. Ooh, gotta get those zombies in here. Yeah. Okay, so that's what they're doing, and then they related to Trump here. They related to Trump. I think all he had was "Make America Great Again." Little funny stuff like that. He's doing a little groove, I guess. But that's what I'm saying. Like he wasn't that big on. I mean, yeah, his people did a good job, but he wasn't being funded by that donor class. It was all Hillary Clinton that was being funded by Russia people, Russia government people, China, Iran, Saudi Arabia, governments, super PACs, foundations. He got none of that billionaire class banksters money. Yes, did he have good people working on his political campaign? Yes, they got the job done, obviously, but he did it with half the budget without any of the backing she had, so good for Trump. But it's pretty much saying how they can control the masses through the propaganda, through putting all these messages out, because people don't read between the lines. But that's alright. I'm on Facebook too. I'm putting messages out there and putting great statuses, and InfoWars plastering it all over too. So what, you want to spew your hatred and lies and cheat and steal? It's alright. I got the truth and love on my side, and we'll kill them with kindness. That's what I say. That's what Dizzy says. Yeah, took it after Dizzy, probably way before Diz, but kill him with kindness. Boost for finances, startups where it counts, Wall Street. When Jeff Bezos in New York, huge employee, started to make Amazon in 1994, he quickly moved to the West Coast. So did Mark Zuckerberg, who moved to Harvard in California in 2004. Financing needed to build up Facebook. Today, the West Coast extras similar title pull for the start of companies. In the finance, 9 of the 15 United States financial technology unicorns companies are worth $1 billion or more, as tracked by CB Insights, are in San Francisco area. These Bay Area companies, which are not public, include the online payment processor Stripe and online leader social franchise, the finance website Credit Karma. And they're talking about programming with backing. For the last years, a New York business-backed program, the FinTech Innovation Lab, has been working stem what West Coast tide by helping financial services startups sell their services in New York, an industry where the city clearly dominates big banks and other finance companies. Alright, so they want to expand. They want to expand things like Amazon because it's all on the West Coast, and Facebook because Zuckerberg and Amazon, that Jeff Bezos, they're just animals, like friggin' terrible. Why? Because they got so much money. I wonder how they're making so much money. You don't have to pay for Facebook. Nobody pays it. Oh wait, they're giving all your data away to companies. They're selling that stuff off. So I wonder how they're making millions of dollars. That's what they're doing. They're taking all your information, giving it. And Amazon already got deals with the government, so where they don't have to pay all these shipping fees, and they got like rules and regulations everybody else applies to and no one else does. Yeah, because they're above the law sort of stuff. So don't shop there. And they just want more power, and through social media, these guys, with the other story that combines, and they're right beside each other. That's great. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, all propaganda, all lies, always to distract you and brainwash you. Right there. If you don't believe me, that's fine. That's my own opinion, but I'm laying out pretty clear as day for you guys here. We'll get into it. Almost done. I think I'm almost at another hour here. Yeah, 45 minutes. And yeah, it's August 20th today, 2017. Good day up in here. Sorry, just looking at a little something as I ramble on here. Sorry, just looking at something. Alright, do I have any more points to make? Trudeau government. Yeah, we got to that programming zombies. We got to that little tidbit. The connections got to. We're gonna get to this one a bit later, maybe the next show. I saw an article about kids. The kids are going to kindergarten. I think it said 3 in the article. So they're going to 3. Some of these kids, like myself, no problem. I think I'm pretty good now. I can earn my own money, do my own way, pay my own bills, speak, talk, cook my own food, all on my own. It's pretty awesome being an adult. It really is. But yeah, I didn't talk till I was 5, 6. Some things a lot of things I couldn't say, mumble. Back when I was younger, back when I was around that 5, 6 even. So there was an article. We're gonna get to it in the next show. I still haven't cut it out. It's in one of these newspapers that they're gonna send these kids that they find right off the bat, instead of waiting until they're in grade 5, 6 when these problems start to occur, and they look at them and see what their problems are. And I could see in some ways how it would be beneficial, and you could help them like they did with me, maybe pull them out of the class sometimes and get some extra help. That was actually helpful for me. But no, instead of that, they're actually going to separate kids. It looked like in the article, I haven't read it, but it looked like they were going to separate kids, like the normal kids that can walk and talk and know their address. You even need to know your address at 3 years old. So all this stuff and phone number and all this, if you don't probably know all those things, can't write and put whole sentences together, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what the whole credibility is to get yourself in there. But yeah, separate them, and that's only gonna cause kids to not try, and they're gonna separate, learn a whole different way. Could cause them to look at each other different. The other kids probably look at themselves stupid, like, oh, I can't be with the rest of the kids. This is always how it's gonna go. And those other kids might feel superior. Oh, I'm not with those kids. Because that's what happened, and that's what happened with me. There was a couple classes in high school. I wasn't with the rest of the kids. I did another class with about 10 or 12 kids. Yeah, I loved it because I was actually learning way awesome stuff. It was better because it was more everyday situations, everyday science, everyday life, instead of stuff that you're never going to learn. And it's just really just programming you, pen to paper. Remember 2 plus 4xz chemical y. Like, unless I actually like that or am I a scientist, probably not going to use it. Yes, now I'm starting to learn. I'm fascinated by stars and sun and energy and all this stuff. Yeah, do I want to learn it now? Yeah, I'll go look it up and I'll read it 2 or 3 times and see how energy works, and then I can start to think, oh, energy, oh, it actually moves through powders, and actually think about it for myself. I'm not 7 getting programmed just to write a bunch of information on a piece of paper that I'm going to forget in 6 years. So, but the point of the story is they're separating kids now, and I'm going to dig into it and see what it's all about, and it's probably not a good idea because I was not dumb. Most of the time I didn't need to be separated, and I proved that to myself by going back to college and getting a degree that I couldn't do. I already passed high school, but I went to college to get that little credit, and I feel better. I feel like I was just as smart as the other kids, if not more in some ways, like artist or in writing. I was never good at the math, but I'm learning that. It's just to practice persistence. But so yeah, we're gonna get into that, and then the other one I have expose, show facts, how I'm confident, what I'm doing. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but like most people just say I state facts and just have no backup information. Actually, I do. I just haven't cataloged it, and usually really sporadic and thinking about different things all day. But no, I think this is working out to be a good program or a good thing I do. I don't know, podcast, whatever you want to call it. I call it friggin' Radio Station 9 from FEMA region, friggin' Ontario, Westport, friggin' broadcasting in. We're not on the dark side of the moon, boys. The sun's right over the towers. Something like that. It's just a riot. But I love it. All I do is like read these articles. We read them together most of the time. I read them, and you get to see all of what they say. And at least I have a brain. Most people, I don't know if they read these and accept it as truth or not, but I'm looking at it and I'm actually reading between the lines. I'm giving you my opinion, but you're actually reading the story. You can make your own opinion by me reading it too, and maybe you'll come to a different conclusion if I give you a point or two. You get it? We're all in this together. We may not always have the same view, but speech, free speech, boys, we all have it. Use it. They're trying to take it away. You know what I'm talking about? So let's stand together, because if we stand alone, it's all over. So all I do is give you the facts. I give you my opinion, show how freaking corrupt. But that's what I'm getting to. That's how I'm confident. Competent. That's how I know what I'm doing is right. That's how I know I'm getting something done at the end of the day. Get these politicians like Kathleen Wynne, Trudeau, friggin' all these people. Oh, I can't balance the budget. I don't know what's wrong. It's all about debt. And but yet they got it broadcasted for 10 years out. Got papers on what they're going to do in 10 years. They got papers 10 years, 20 years back that someone's all looking at, and they're like, I'm dumbfounded. How are we still in debt? I thought we were making money. We're putting more. Yet I could just do a day of research, actually go look at some of the documents, the bank statements, everything like this, and be like, here you dumbass. Here you dumbass. Stop doing this and stop doing that. Maybe we'll get some benefits out of it. And that's what's ridiculous, is that I can point this out. That's why I'm confident. But these politicians get up there and they spew a couple words and you believe them, but if they don't have a plan, they just keep doing this. No, they got a friggin' plan. They're not stupid. They're actually evil and hiding everything they do in plain sight. And it's just sad. Double speech. Learn this stuff, guys. So I got to all my points. I'll get more as the day goes on, I'm sure. And always thinking about stuff. We'll get into some stuff more, like zero tolerance for pot, because they're looking at making a breathalyzer for pot. Here we got person tackles threat on runaway collisions. In the article, we'll get into that in the next one too. They're talking about planes crashing into each other. Once they start talking about that, you better be watching for everything. Yep. So Spain increasingly at point to entry for migrants seeking a way to Europe. More about the migrants. I'll try and get a whole stack on the migrants, get a whole connection going on that. And then before we end the show, let's read a little bit of the Wanted. We'll bring it back up next time. Wait.